Hello friends, thought I'd do a quick port review for Ninja Warriors once again on PC. Now, unlike a lot of the other PC ports that have come out this year, this game kind of just works, so there's not a whole lot to say, but it is $20 and cost of living, especially in America, is, is really high right now, so I can't blame anybody for wanting to just look at a port review for something like this. Now, it doesn't need a Digital Foundry level of complexity and, what would be the word for it? I guess meticulous detail would be the word for it. As you can see, it's barely taxing my computer. I will say one thing. If you look in here, in the display settings, it's actually got a lot of nice stuff. The aspect ratio will pretty much fit your screen automatically if you're on 1080p. You also get scan line effects. You can go borderless or full screen or windowed. All of those things are really nice. However, there's one problem. In this version of the game, they uncap the frame rate, meaning that you can go above 60 FPS. The problem is that there's no native VSync. So when I first booted this game up, I bought it like the minute that it came out because this is a childhood game for me. This is actually a game that I grew up with. In many ways, it's my Final Fantasy VII Remake because it's a game that was very important in my childhood that, just kind of got remade randomly. So when I booted up the game, it ran at like literally 2,000 FPS. Now, I don't think it's going to make your computer explode, but, it's really hot right now. So what you want to do is you want to go into the NVIDIA control panel or whatever other frame rate limiting program that you have, and then just limit it to whatever the refresh rate of your monitor is. I'm on a 1080p 165 Hz monitor, so I just went to the control panel. I added the EXE for the game, and I just capped the frame rate to 165. So that definitely is something that they should fix, but everything else about the port pretty much just works. I also played the game on Steam Deck as well. It didn't need any kind of tweaking, unlike the Muso game port review videos I did. Pretty much will just turn on and work, and because it's a low power pixel art game, I actually played this game at McDonald's, so I've been abusing their air conditioning because I don't have air conditioning at home. It's been over 100 degrees here for a couple weeks. You can get about 5 hours of battery life off it. So one thing about the Steam Deck is the battery life is not as bad as people say, but it really depends on what kind of games you play. So you can't really expect to play like Cyberpunk or something for more than like 90 minutes. But if you play small stuff like this, you can get pretty much a full like work day of game time out of it. So for that purpose, it's really nice. Alright, so that's pretty much all there is to explain. If you're curious about the frame rate, go ahead and look in the upper left-hand corner. Got all that information there for you. I actually was not expecting them to uncap the frame rate, because this is the third time I bought this game. I also have a physical copy of this, so I ripped my Switch version a couple years back, and if you try to uncap the frame rate, the game goes at like double speed. But they actually did uncap it, which is pretty sick. It's just, you definitely should you should have a VSync, like a native VSync option in the game. We don't need 2,000 FPS. That's a little bit too much. I've also heard some complaints about not being able to set WASD for keyboard controls, but I don't play on keyboard, so I can't really comment on that, but there's ancient programs like Joy to Key to get around that, so I think that's kind of a bit of a nitpick. I used to play DFO with Joy to Key like many moons ago, and it's pretty painless to set that up if you really need that kind of experience. Talking about the game itself, this boss is kind of a weird skill check. They made it like 30 times harder than the original game. Alright, well there's your port review. It's pretty much relatively perfect port. It's mostly just I hear the keyboard controls or remappings are a little bit lacking, and then the fact that there's no native VSync. But if you're playing above 60 FPS anyway, then you probably already know how to cap the frame rate anyway. But it's nice to play this at above 60 FPS, because I definitely feel like people who think that there's no difference between 60 FPS and like 144 haven't played a 2D game, because it's I would say it's most noticeable in games like this. Pixel art side scrollers, it's really noticeable when you're above 60 FPS, but with 3D, it kind of depends on the person's eyes. But I played this a lot on the Switch, and I can tell you it's pretty much a night and day difference. So there you go. The game is really solid. It's on sale right now. I think they're doing a 10% discount, so it's going to be like $18. Plus tax if you're in a region that charges tax for digital goods. It is well worth it. If you have a Steam Deck, it's even more worth it because you can stream it. Once I start working at my caregiver job with the cats and my neighbor again, you can definitely bet that I'll be streaming this over there. Thanks for watching.